Okay. So, dinig ba ako? Okay ba yung audio ko? Okay. So, sige. Start tayo. So for today, we will study steady state error. Bali yung material, wala pa sa ano ninyo, wala pa sa notebook ninyo. Tawag dito, may mga inedit pa kasi ako last minute kaya hindi ko muna in-upload. I-upload ko na sana kaya lang may mga nakita akong kulang pa. So inayos ko muna para unfortunately hindi ako umabot para sa meeting na 'to para maayos siya. Okay. Anyway, siguro basta within the day i-upload ko 'tong material ninyo. Okay. And for today, I will discuss some of the lessons okay na i-cover natin with regards to the steady state error. Okay? So, yung recorded lecture nito to follow din within this week. Okay. So, ayan. So, yung week 9 natin would cover the steady state error. I think I have 7 topics under nito. Okay, medyo madaming topics natin under ng steady state error. Pero most of them naman conceptual and may mga konting computations which we can cover naman all in 1 week. Okay. So yung 7 topic pa yung dinadagdag ko. Okay, na ihahabol ko later on para may upload ko na to mamaya sa ano ninyo. Okay, including yung magiging assignment ninyo. And by the way, yung quiz number 3 ninyo, hanggang dito yung coverage. So, dalawa yung topics na i-cover nung natin, nung quiz number 3 ninyo, which is, ano pa to? Stability at saka steady state error. Okay? So, ayun. Pero yung quiz number 3 natin is parang 2 weeks from now pa. Okay, so next week may i-cover tayong topic which hindi pa kasama sa quiz number 3 nyo, but rather will be included in quiz number 4. Okay, so in this section, we will discuss the third of the 3 design objectives. Okay. So pag-usapan natin ngayon pag-uusapan natin yung pangatlo dun sa design objectives na pinag-uusapan natin starting pa nung week 1. Okay. So meron tayong tatlong design objectives which is produce the desired transient response, reduce the steady state error, and achieve and ensure stability of the system. Okay. Yung sa chapter 3, na-cover na natin itong transient response. Okay. Last week, sa chapter 5, na-cover natin itong stability. Okay. And ito sa chapter 6, we will cover now steady state error. Okay. So, steady state error measures how close the system follows the input command. Okay. So, parang dito, okay, dito sa steady state error, nakadepende yung tinatawag nating accuracy. Okay, yung accuracy ng system natin. Okay? So, yan yung parang pinaka-measurement of accuracy. How accurate your system is. How accurate your system would follow the input command. Okay? So, we will define, in this section, we will define error, okay, and derive methods of controlling them. So, pag-uusapan natin is paano ba tayo nagme-measure ng error o ng steady state error? Okay, and then later on pag-usapan natin paano siya nababawasan or paano siya nakokontrol. Okay. Now, in one of the problems or examples na may ko-cover natin sa chapter na to is that mapapansin nyo na kung pagsasabayin nating i-meet, for example, yung transient response at saka steady state error, kung pagsasabayin nating i-meet yung dalawang yan, pwede tayong magkaroon ng trade-off na tinatawag. Okay? So, pwede tayong magkaroon ng trade-off na tinatawag. Ano ba yung trade-off? Ito yung mamimit natin yung dalawang objective pero maaaring ma-achieve natin yung magandang error pero medyo mag-degrade ng konti yung transient response natin or vice versa. ma-achieve natin yung tamang transient response pero medyo mag-degrade ng konti yung error performance natin. Okay? So, yung trade-off natin is between these two. And of course, ginagawa natin yan habang ang system natin is being ensured to be stable. So, that is why importante na alam natin kung ano yung priority natin when we are as a control systems engineer, alam natin yung priority natin when it comes to designing your system. Okay, pero all in all, ito yung unang-unang priority ninyo, yung stability. Okay? So ayan. Now, ito yung mga ano natin, ito yung mga course outcomes, lesson outcomes natin. 1, find the steady state error for a unity feedback system. Number 2, specify a system steady state error performance. 3, design the gain of a closed loop system to meet a steady state error specification. 4, find the steady state error for disturbance input. 5, find the steady state error for non-unity feedback systems. And 6, find the steady state error. Find the steady state error sensitivity to parameter changes. So pag-aaralan din natin yung tinatawag na sensitivity. Okay? So ano ba yung sensitivity? Kung matatandaan ninyo, ito yung tatlong major objectives natin. Pero yung dalawang objectives pa or dalawang factors pa that we need to consider when we are designing system is yung tinatawag na cost. Okay, yung tinatawag na cost ng ating system at saka yung tinatawag nating robustness. Okay? Ano ba yung pagiging robust or ano yung pagiging ano yung robustness? Okay? This is where your output, okay, stands the test of time. Ibig sabihin, kung ang ina-expect nating output is of certain level, okay, dapat yung output na yan would be the same, okay, as your system goes through time. Okay? So, yung system kasi natin, pwedeng magbago yung output niyan over time. Halimbawa, yung elevator ninyo, sa first 10 years ng operations niyan, eksakto siya. Pero at the 11th year, medyo nagde-degrade na yung output niya. Nagde-degrade na yung performance niya. In terms ng steady state error, in terms ng transient response. Okay? So, ang gusto natin is yung time na yun, kung saan yung output ninyo is what is deemed to be ideal, dapat tumagal yun. So, hindi lang 10 years siguro. Okay? And malaman natin kung ano yung nagiging source ng variation na yun sa output. Okay? Para kapag i-repair natin yung system natin, alam din natin kung ano yung papalitan natin. So, that is where yung factor ng sensitivity would actually come in. Okay? So, in this case, pag-aaralan natin yung sensitivity ng steady state error. Pero kahit anong parameters, pwede nyo tingnan yung sensitivity nun. Okay? Naintindihan ba itong ating course objectives? Okay. So, let's discuss steady state error. Okay. So, steady state error is the difference between the input and the output for a prescribed test input. Okay. Abot ba? Hindi abot. Masyadong malaki yun. Ayan. Okay. Okay lang ba yung presentation? Hindi ba masyadong maliit? Okay. So, ayun, ulitin natin ang definition ng ano nyo, ng steady state error. Okay. It is the difference, okay, the difference between the input and the output. Okay. So, for a prescribed test input as your t approaches infinity. Okay. So, meron kayong error. Okay. Kung titingnan natin yung system natin, okay. Kung ang output ninyo ay C of t, okay, ito yung output ninyo. Tapos ang input ninyo ay R of t. Okay? So ito yung input. Yung difference between the input, okay, at yung output is the error. Okay? Kaya lang, this is the error at all times. So take note na yung error ninyo would actually change dahil nagbabago rin yung output ninyo. Although this is fixed, yung output ninyo, since dynamic yung system ninyo, nagbabago yan over time. Okay? Therefore, yung error ninyo nagbabago din. Okay? So time varying din yung value ng error ninyo. Okay? Kaya lang, alam natin na kapag stable ang system ninyo, your CT would reach a certain steady state point. Okay? So, papupunta yan sa isang part na mag-establish or magpapareho sila ng form ng input mo. Okay? So, kung magpapareho sila ng form ng input mo, yun tinatawag nating na-reach na or naabutan na ng system mo, yung steady state na tinatawag. Okay? So, we assume na at pag stable yung system niyo, we assume that as time approaches infinity, okay, itong system mo has reached already its steady state. Okay? Naabutan niya na yung steady state niya. So therefore, pwedeng ito, constant na rin ito. Yung output niyo. Pwedeng constant na rin yan. Depende lang sa kung ano yung input niyo. Pero basically, kapareho na to ng input niya. Okay? And therefore, yung difference between this and this is now considered to be fixed. So in that case, yung E ninyo, okay, would then be deemed also as fixed. Okay? So we will consider that scenario in which your T approaches is already at steady state na. When you say sa control systems, okay, or kahit naman saan, when you say T approaches infinity, it means yung state in which your system is considered to be or your output is considered to be in steady state. Okay? So kapag meron kayong system or meron kayong output na sinasabi natin na T approaches infinity, it is ang parang implication nun is dapat ang pinag-uusapan na ang sinasabi natin is that yung output niyo is actually it's steady state already. Okay, hindi literal na napakalaking value ng T nito. Okay? Baka yung T na pinag-uusapan natin dito might actually be just say mga 5 seconds lang kasi after 5 seconds nag steady state na yung system niyo. Okay? So, yung T approaches infinity na to does not mean na literal na malaking value to ng time. Okay? Maaaring 5 seconds, maaaring 10 seconds lang to, maaaring 30 seconds lang to. As long as that is the point na yung system niyo ay nag-stabilize na. Nag-steady state na. And yun pala isa niyo pang wag yung gagamiting term. Okay? Don't choose the term stabilize when you mean steady state. Okay? Ang output hindi nag-stabilize. Ang steady state ang ang system ang nag-stabilize or nagiging stable. Ang output ninyo nag-steady state. Napupunta yan sa kanyang steady state condition or steady state value. Okay? Maliwanag ba yun? Okay. Hindi natin ginagamit ang term na stable or stabilize sa output. Ginagamit natin yung term na stable or stabilize sa system. Okay? If you want to describe yung state at which your output, okay, is already following the input, okay, steady state ang tawag natin dun sa condition na yun. Your output is said to be in its steady state condition, hindi stabilized or hindi stable condition. Okay, so I hope maliwanag yung yung differentiation na yun. Okay. So, going back, kapag ngayon nasa steady state na yung yung output ninyo, okay, we can represent that, okay, for example, yung input ninyo naka-steady state na, we can represent that as R infinity. So, this means this is the steady state R or the steady state input. Okay? Tapos yung steady state output nyo naman can be represented as C of infinity. Although we don't read this as C of infinity talaga. We read this as the steady state output. Okay? Now, the difference between the steady state input and the steady state output is your steady state error. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag nating steady state error ngayon. Okay, so the steady state error, ito, okay, is the difference between the steady state output, input, and the steady state output. Again, input minus output ito. Okay? On the premise kasi na usually sa isang linear time invariant system, usually hindi talaga umaabot ang output mo doon sa eksaktong value ng input mo, and it's usually less than the input. Okay? Kaya yung difference na to is considered to be positive. Pero pwede namang maging negative yan. That is when the output, the steady state output is actually higher than the input. So possible naman mangyari yun. Okay. Basta ang definition, para sa atin, ang definition natin ng error o ng steady state error is the difference between the input and the output. Maliwanag? Ay, mukhang 4 lang yung nagre-react ngayon. 5 na. 5 na yung reactors ko. Okay. So ngayon, kapag nagte-test tayo ng steady state error, okay, or ng system para sa kanyang steady state error, we usually use 3 signals o 3 waveforms. Okay? Meron tayong step input, okay? Meron tayong ramp input, at saka meron tayong parabolic input. Okay? So, yung nandito is basically yung kanilang unit values or unit this is unit step kasi yung amplitude niya is considered to be 1. Okay? Yung unit ramp which kino-consider natin na yung slope nito is basically 1. Yung slope ng ramp niyo is basically 1. Okay? And yung parabolic input niyo which in which yung coefficient, okay, yung coefficient nung natin is considered to be 1/2. Okay, yung coefficient ng ating squared value or squared variable is considered to be 1/2. Okay? Bakit 1/2 yung ginamit dito? Gusto natin kasi na yung kanyang Laplace transform is just simply 1 over s cube. Okay? So, ito naman, ang Laplace naman yan is just simply 1 over s squared. Ito is 1 over s. Okay? Pero when we define yung ating steady state error later on, okay? And when we use these input signals, hindi ko gagamitin sa formula yung unit expressions nila. I'll use A, okay, for the step input. Okay, para ma-vary natin kung ano yung amplitude niya. Okay? So dito kasi 1 lang yung magiging amplitude niya, pero by using A, malalaman natin ngayon paano makakaapekto yung amplitude dun sa value ng steady state error mo. Okay, so we will use A as the amplitude of your step input. We will use AT, okay, para para ma-vary natin yung ating ramp signal. Okay, and I will use A yan, wala ako. We will use instead A t square para dito sa parabolic natin. Okay. Para maging general kasi later on may mga problems kayo na given yung amplitude ng signal niyo or given yung amplitude ng test input niyo, ano yung magiging steady state error. So para hindi tayo malito, ginawa ko, generalize ko na yung formula para sa mga ito. Okay, so ito yung mga inputs na gagamitin natin later. Okay, para pag nag-derive tayo. So please remember this. Okay? So paano ba siya ginagamit? Okay? So step inputs represent constant position. Okay? So although ang medyo sentro nung pinag-uusapan dito is more on a mechanical system dahil ang pinag-usapang quantities ay position, velocity, at saka acceleration. This definitions also apply to non-mechanical systems like for example, thermal systems or pneumatic systems or hydraulic systems. Nag-a-apply din ito. Okay. Although medyo nakakalito lang din talaga yung terms. Okay? Pero in terms of mechanical output, okay? Step inputs would represent constant position. Okay? So, kung mapapansin niyo, ang ating step input has a constant output all throughout. So, pwede nating sabihin output ninyo is basically yung output niyo is basically position. Mabasa. Ayan. It's basically position. So ngayon, kung constant ngayon yung position niyo, okay? You can use a test input, a step signal as a test input. Okay, para matrack nyo kung nasaan yung kung nasaan yung niyo, yung control, kung ano yung current position ng control system niyo. Okay? Or kung nasaan ngayon yung output niyo. Ramp input, okay, represents constant velocity. Okay, dahil yung yung position niyo is basically changing, okay? It's basically changing. Kung nagpapalit siya ng position, it means it travels at a certain speed. Okay? So therefore, ramp input would measure velocity. So kung meron kayong isang object na moving at a constant speed, okay? Yung ability ng system niyo to track that system or that object moving at a constant speed can actually be measured using a ramp input. Okay? So these waveforms can be used to test a system's ability to follow a linearly increasing input or equivalently. Ayan. Or equivalently to track a constant velocity target. Okay? So ginagamit natin yung ramp input para mag-measure ng isang system na merong constant velocity. While parabolas, okay, whose second derivatives are constant, represent constant acceleration inputs. Okay? So kapag naman ang input niyo is parabolic, it means kinukuha natin yung acceleration. Okay? O tinetest natin in terms of acceleration yung inyong system. Okay? So ang isang example nito is, for example, ang gusto nyong i-track is is an object that constantly changes its velocity or meron siyang constant acceleration. Okay? Halimbawa, missile. So, kung i-measure natin yung tracking ability ng isang control system to track a missile, then we will use a parabolic input. Okay? To test yung error ng system niyo. So, we use these three inputs, step, ramp, at saka parabolic inputs, okay? In order for us to determine gaano yung error na i-incur dun sa steady state ng inyong system. Okay? So, I hope malinaw sa atin itong tatlong to. Yung tatlong inputs na gagamitin natin. Okay. So, ang mga example niya dito is you track a constant velocity, constant position, constant velocity, at saka constant acceleration objects. Okay? Now, when we are looking for steady state error, ang isa again, i-emphasize ko ulit kung gaano ka-importante yung stability ng system niyo. Okay? Nung una, nag-analyze tayo ng system para sa time response niya, hindi tayo masyadong concerned sa stability. Okay. Why? Kasi may strict requirements yung mga formulas natin when it comes to the value, for example, ng damping ratio. Okay? And you cannot measure damping ratio kapag unstable yung system niyo. If your system is unstable, hindi niyo ma-measure o wala kayong mako-compute na damping ratio. At saka natural frequency. Okay. Number 2, hindi tayo masyado nagtingin ng stability dahil yung natin, yung time response natin, nakikita naman natin yung waveform. So kapag yung waveform ninyo, nakita nyo lumalaki over time, wala tayong magiging problema sa stability. O alam natin kasi na stable siya. Na unstable pala siya. Pag yung waveform ninyo lumalaki over time. Okay. So that is why hindi natin pinag-aralan ng stability bago ang time response. Kasi sa time response, sa graph pa lang, makikita nyo na yung makikita nyo na yung stability ng system niyo. Tama ba? Okay. Ngayon, ito. Ang problema natin ngayon is pagdating sa steady state error. Yung mga formula ninyo, whether your system is stable or not, may mako-compute kayo. Okay? Yung mga formula na i-develop natin later on. Pag wala kayong idea sa stability ng system, you can erroneously apply those formulas to find steady state errors and still be able to get a value. May makukuha pa rin kayong value. Okay? And that is the problem kasi baka mamaya hindi pala stable yung system natin pero ini-interpret natin na yung system natin ay merong steady state error in which dapat wala siyang steady state error kasi nga unstable siya. Okay? Ganito. Pag ang system mo ay unstable, okay, dapat hindi tayo mag-interpret ng steady state error para sa kanya. Dapat hindi tayo makapag-interpret ng kahit anong value ng steady state error for that. Unfortunately, yung formula na ma-develop natin later on, okay, whether yung ating system has a state error, is stable or not, may mako-compute tayong value. Okay? So that is why it is important na kapag hindi tayo aware sa stability ng system natin, we need to test it first. Okay? So dapat before we actually apply the formula for steady state error na i-derive natin later on, we need to first check whether the system is stable or not. Otherwise, pag hindi siya stable, hindi natin pwedeng i-apply yung formula na i-apply natin. Maliwanag ba yun? Yung point na yun. Saglit lang . So, ayun. So, ganito ang rule natin. Sige, question daw muna. Okay. Go, Mr. Villacorta. Pwedeng audio, okay lang.
Hello po, sir. Rinig po ba? Hello po.
So, ang question niya is, tama po ba na if the system is unstable, dapat yung steady state error is hindi mag-exist? Correct. That is a good point. Okay? Although we don't use the term na hindi siya nag-exist, okay? Hindi nag-exist. Pero that's a good way to interpret that scenario. Okay? Pero the proper answer might have been since the system is unstable, we cannot compute for the steady state error. Okay? So ayun, parang mas politically correct yung ganong statement. Although tama yung interpretation ni Mr. Villacorta na kapag ang system mo ay unstable, your steady state error should not exist. Okay? Pero ito lang ang doon, ang warning ko nga lang is that whether the system is stable or not, yung formula na gagamitin nyo later on, may mako-compute kayong value. Okay? So, yun ang mangyayari. Kaya dapat, ang importante, before we actually jump on computing the steady state error, we need to first check if the system is stable. Okay? Now, in this lesson, sa lesson natin na to, okay, para makapag-focus tayo sa ating topic. Saglit lang. Saglit lang. Ayun, natuluan ko ng tubig yung aking sinusulatan. Ayun. Ilasan ko lang, baka electronics pa naman to. Okay. So, as I was pointing out, para makakonsentrate tayo doon sa topic natin on steady state error. Ang gawin natin is that i-assume natin and kahit naman i-check ninyo, pero lahat ng system na i-analyze natin sa lesson lang na to would actually be stable. Okay? Pero sa quiz ninyo, sa mga quiz ninyo at sa exam ninyo, it is possible na magbigay ako ng isang system na unstable, pero hindi ko sasabihin. Okay? So, pagdating sa quiz at sa exam, okay, dapat i-apply natin yung proper procedure of first testing your system for stability. Okay, if you are looking for steady state error. Okay? Before you look for the steady state error, i-test nyo muna siya for stability. And it goes to show na and it goes without saying na dapat gawin nyo siya kahit na wala sa instruction or hindi siya kasama sa tanong. Pag quiz at assessment. Okay, pero sa lesson natin, sa mga examples natin, lahat ng systems na iano natin, except for ilan na babanggitin naman na hindi stable. Okay. Sa lesson natin, hindi natin iano natin lahat ng system niyo ay stable. Okay. Pero sa quiz at wala tayong information whether the system is stable or not. Okay. Maliwanag ba 'yon? So again para sa quiz at sa exam, kailangan yung i-test yung system for stability. Okay, bago kayo mag-compute ng steady state error. Pero sa lesson natin, yung testing for stability, tatalunan muna natin. Okay? So, now, how do we evaluate now steady state error? Okay. So, in terms ng graph, okay. In terms ng graph, halimbawa itong ating para sa A. Okay. Ang input natin ay anong input meron tayo sa graph na to? Okay, so we have here a step input, okay? Ngayon kung meron kayong step input, yung possibilities, okay, or yung possible niyo in terms ng steady state error, meron kayong dalawa. Okay, meron kayong dalawang pwedeng pwedeng tingnan dito. Okay. Kapag ang input nyo ay step. Okay. Una, yung output 1. So makikita nyo na at this point, okay, sa point na to, na nag-steady state na yung inyong output, okay, and comparing it with the input, okay, nakita nyo na yung value ng output 1 ninyo, yung steady state ng output 1 ninyo, at saka nung input ninyo ay pareho. So in that case, yung steady state error ninyo para sa output 1 is said to be what? Ano sa palagay nyo yung steady state error para sa output 1 ninyo? Tingnan nyo mabuti. Yung output 1 ninyo tsaka yung input ninyo nagpatong sa parehong value. So, ano yung steady state error nila? Again, ang steady state error is the difference between the steady state input minus the steady state output. Ito yung input ninyo. Ito yung output ninyo. Ito yung steady state nila. Ano sa palagay nyo yung difference ng steady state values nila? So, 0. Okay. Wala silang difference kasi mapipansin nyo, nagpatong sila sa graph eh. So, ang ano nila, ang difference nila is 0. Okay? So, yan yung isang possibility para sa step input. Ang isang possibility is that wala kayong steady state error o 0 yung steady state error ninyo. Okay? The second possibility is depicted by output 2. Okay? It's depicted by output 2. Itong output 2 ngayon, okay, still, mapapansin nyo, it has the same form. Yung steady state form niya is the same as that of input. Kasi yung form ng input niyo is step signal nga, so constant siya at the steady state. Yung steady state ng output niyo is also constant as its steady state. Yun nga lang, magkaiba yung values ng output at saka ng input. So therefore, may difference sila. Okay? So ngayon, it turns out na itong output ninyo has a steady state value or a steady state error of, say, sabi natin E2. Okay? So, ang second possibility is that, ang unang possibility para sa step input is that you have 0 steady state error. That's the first possibility. Yung second possibility is that you have a finite steady state error. Okay? So, ito yung dalawang possibilities na meron kapag meron kayong step signal in terms ng steady state error. So, either meron kayong 0 steady state error, meron kayong 0 steady state error o kaya meron kayong finite steady state error. Okay, that is for step input. Maliwanag yun? Okay. Now, in terms of RAM input naman, okay, meron kayong tatlong possibilities. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Meron kayong tatlong possibilities. Yung unang possibility is shown by output 1. So, kung i-trace natin yung output 1 natin, ito siya. So, ito. Okay. And then, later on, mag-join sila. Kung titingnan niyo yung input niyo tsaka yung output 1 niyo, later on, mag-join silang dalawa sa parehong values. Okay? So, yung nakita nyong deviation nung una, okay, from here to here, yun yung transient ng output 1 niyo. Pero in its steady state, okay, magpapareho sila nung value nung input niyo. So again, kung pareho ng value, ng steady state value, yung input at saka yung output niyo, then you would say na meron kang 0 steady state error. Okay, that's the first possibility. So ramp ito Ibig sabihin nung pag-ramp, makikita nyo, ito yung input niyo. Yung output niyo, pwedeng susundan niya yon tapos sa bandang huli, magpapareho sila ng value. It's the first possibility. So therefore, yung error ninyo, 0 para sa ramp input. Okay? Yung second possibility is ito, shown by output 2, in which, again, may transient siya ng una, pero ang mangyayari is that, hindi niya aabutan yung ramp input mo, pero pag tinignan nyo mo itong mabuti sa graph, okay, pag tinignan nyo mabuti sa graph ito, yung input mo tsaka yung output mo parallel. Which means pareho sila ng slope. Tandaan natin, di ba, sa geometry natin, pagka ang dalawang lines mo parallel, it means pareho sila ng slope. Tama ba? So, dalawa lang ang nakakapag-confirm na tama yung sinabi ko. Ayun. Okay. So, kung parallel sila, okay, parang ganito yung magiging situation nyo. Ito yung input mo. Okay. Tapos, ito yung output mo. Bayin natin. Yan. Kung wari, parallel yan, dalawang yan. Okay. Slide na ba pa natin? Okay. So, kung wari, parallel yung dalawang yan. Ngayon, pag nag-measure kayo ng error, parang, since obviously may error yan, okay, may error yung dalawang yan dahil nga hindi sila pareho ng values. Okay. Pero pag parallel sila, pag nag-measure kayo ng error, halimbawa at some point, halimbawa ito tsaka to. Okay, sabihin natin yung error dyan is E2. Okay. Pag kumuha ka pa ng ibang parte ng waveform mo at a different time, okay? Halimbawa dito, pag mineasure mo yung error na yan, pareho dapat yung mami-measure mo dito at saka dito. Dahil nga parallel sila eh. So kung parallel sila, yung dalawang points na yan, equally distant. Okay, di ba kapag parallel ang dalawang lines mo, all the points between those lines are equidistant. Okay? So, ayun. So, which means, yung error na to, okay, is constant. Okay, and therefore, in that case, andun yung second possibility mo na meron kang finite error o steady state error. Okay? So, magkakaroon ka ng finite na steady state error in terms of ramp input kung parallel yung input at saka output mo pero hindi sila coincident or hindi sila nasa iisang value. Okay? So, that is the second possibility. Okay. Now, the third possibility is this. Yung pinapakita ng output tree. Okay? Ito yung input, pero yung output tree mo, ito. Okay. Now, makikita nyo ngayon na si output tree at saka si input, magkaiba ng slope. Okay? Magkaiba ng slope si output tree at saka si input. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Unang-una, hindi natin pwedeng i-conclude na si output tree ay unstable or galing sa isang unstable system. Okay? Si output tree ay maaaring galing sa stable system. Okay? Kaya lang yung output niya ay hindi parallel dun sa input. Okay? And therefore, we say na itong output tree ay nagda-diverge galing dun sa input ninyo. Okay? In that case, kung si output tree has a different slope than the ramp input, okay? Iba yung slope ni output tree dun sa ramp input ninyo. Okay? We say that output tree has an infinite steady state error. Okay? Maliwanag yan. Okay. So, ganito. Kung step signal ang pag-uusapan natin, dalawa yung pwede nyo maging sagot. Okay, dalawa yung pwede maging sagot nyo in terms ng steady state error. Either ang error ninyo ay 0 or magbibigay kayo ng finite value for step input. for ramp input and pati na rin sa parabolic input, tatlo ang pwede nyo maging sagot. Pwedeng ang error nyo ay 0. Pwedeng ang error nyo ay isang finite value. Or pwedeng ang error nyo ay infinite. So, either sa tatlong possibility na yun, yung magiging sagot natin. Okay? Maliwanag yun. Okay. Now, let us look at the error. Okay. So, paano tayo ngayon mag-compute or paano tayo magde-develop ngayon ng formula? Okay. Let us look at the error from the perspective of most general block diagrams. Okay. So, since ang pag-evaluate ng error natin, okay, the error is a difference between the input and the output. Okay. We can take a good look at this block diagram. Okay. In which ang ibibigay sa atin is basically yung closed loop transfer function niyo. Ibig sabihin single block yung ibibigay sa atin. So kung naka-single block kayo, the way to evaluate your error is to make a forward signal, okay, para makuha natin yung RS. Okay, tapos kuha tayo ng summing junction and then kunin natin yung negative ng CS. Okay, so that pag in-evaluate natin yung ating error in terms of this one is we will have E of S equals RS, okay, equals RS minus CS. Again, input minus output yung ating error. Okay? So ito. So ngayon, kung interesado tayo sa sa error, okay? We will take the inverse Laplace transform of this difference. Okay? Kukunin natin yung inverse Laplace transform natin yan. So we will have the expression ET equals RT minus C of T. Pero dahil, okay, tandaan nyo lang na ang interesado lang tayo ay steady state error. Again, this is the error for all t's. Okay, this is the error for all t's. Ang interesado tayo is the error when t approaches infinity or yung sinasabi nating steady state condition. Okay? So, ang interesado tayo actually is what we call the final value. Okay? Ang interesado tayo is the final value of ET. Okay, yan yung hahanapin natin, yung final value ng ET kasi nga steady state error yung hinahanap natin. Okay, hindi ET, hindi tayo maghahanap ng ET, maghahanap tayo ng final value ng ET. Okay? So, malaki yung difference, malaking difference na yon, yung paghahanap ng final value ng ET at saka yung paghahanap ng ET itself. Okay? So, another way to find yung natin, yung ating steady state error is we start with the unity feedback system as shown here in B. Okay. So kapag meron tayong unity feedback system, okay, take note na pag unity feedback system na tayo, ang assumption is ito. Okay, yung output natin. Ito, yung output natin at saka yung input natin are of the same quantity. Kung position to, position din itong C natin. Kung velocity to, velocity rin ito. Kung ito ay heat din ito. Okay? So, kapag parehong quantities yung R at saka yung C natin, yung input at saka yung output natin, we can deploy a unity feedback. Kasi directly, masusubtract natin si R at saka si C para magkaroon tayo ng E or ng error. Question. Kung hindi pareho si C at saka si R at kailangan kong mag-deploy. Ay, sorry. Kailangan kong mag-deploy ng feedback H dito. Anong tawag niyo sa signal na to? Dito ang tawag natin sa kanya error. Dito, anong tawag natin sa kanya? May nakakaalala ba? Isa to sa mga unang diniscuss natin sa chapter 1. Nako, wala nakakaalala. Lumabas to sa quiz 1 ninyo. Kung hindi pareho, may kausap pa ba ako? Andiyan pa ba kayo? Mukhang wala na akong kausap ah. Raise hands nga kung andiyan pa kayo. Mukhang wala na kayo ah. Hello? Ayun. Delayed lang siguro ako. Oh. Tanong. Kung may feedback, kung unity feedback kasi, at pareho ng quantity itong R at saka C, pwede ko silang isubtract. At yung difference nila, tawag doon, error. Paano kapag hindi pareho si R at saka si C? At meron akong sensor dito. Okay. Actually, baka kailangan ko pa ng ano dito, ng input transducer dito. Yan. Para magpareho lang sila. Ano ngayon yung tawag ko dito? Sa signal na to. Mukhang wala nakakaalala. Error signal kung pareho si R at saka si C. Ito yun. That's your error signal. Paano kung hindi pareho ito? Ito tsaka to. Tapos meron akong input transducer tsaka output transducer. Kasi kung hindi pareho si R at saka si C, ibig sabihin hindi ko sila pwedeng subtract. Ibig sabihin hindi ko sila pwedeng subtract. So hindi ko sila pwedeng subtract, gagamit ako ng mga transducer para mapagpareho ko silang signal. Meron ngayon tayong special term na ginagamit dito. Yung error signal mo, ito yon. Kung pareho sila. I-review nyo to ha. Babalikan na. Ano yan, kasama yan sa mga pinag-uusapan. At later on, kasama yan sa topic natin. Okay? Dahil nga, later on, i-expand natin yung discussion natin sa non-unity feedback system. So, meron tayong tawag dyan sa signal na yan. Okay. So, sources of steady-state error. Most or many steady-state error in control systems arise from nonlinear sources. Ito. Galing yan sa nonlinear sources. Okay. Such as backlash in gears. Okay. or a motor that will not move unless the input voltage exceeds a threshold. Okay? Nonlinear behavior as source of steady-state errors is beyond the scope of our discussion. So, hindi natin pag-uusapan dito yung mga steady-state error na nanggagaling sa nonlinear behavior ng system mo o system natin. Okay? Ang pag-uusapan natin is that the steady-state error that comes from the configuration of the system itself and the type of applied input. Okay, so medyo basic lang muna tayo sa pagdating sa steady state error. Okay. So ang pinanggagalingan talaga ng set ng error ninyo is ito. Number 1, nonlinearity. Okay, diyan una nanggagaling. Yan isa sa pinakamalaking source ng error sa system mo. Nonlinearity behavior ng mga components mo. Okay, number 1. Number 2, disturbances. So kapag ang system mo ay mayroong disturbance, mas nagkakaroon siya ng error. Okay, although between the nonlinear at saka yung nonlinear sources at saka yung disturbances, mas malaki pa rin yung error na nanggagaling sa nonlinearity ng system. Okay? Dahil nga ang isa sa mga features ng feedback control system ay compensation for disturbances. So meaning dapat naka-design ng system mo na konti lang yung error na ipoproduce ng isang disturbance. O dapat nga wala. Pero later on makikita natin na meron. Okay, meron pa rin siya kahit na konti. Okay. Ang number 3 source ng error mo is the system itself. Okay? So yung mismong configuration ng system mo would actually lead to an error to a certain extent. Okay? Halimbawa ito, pag-usapan natin itong system niyo na to. Okay. Ito, i-analyze niyo mabuti itong system niyo na to. Okay, take note How do I find the output of your system for 6.3a? Paano natin mako-compute yung CS? Anyone? Paano natin mako-compute yung CS? Based sa block diagram. CS Mukhang hindi tayo makakuha ng RS minus ES dito kasi ito lumalabas nga actually ES is basically galing dito kasi ES mo is output ng summing junction So therefore ang ES mo, which is the output of the summing junction, is basically R minus C. Tama? Pero what I'm asking for is how do you compute for CS? Tingnan nyo itong path na to. From that path, how do we compute CS? Anyone? Hala. Paano tayo magdederive ng formula niyan kung di tayo makapag-interpret ng block diagram? Itong path lang CS hanggang doon sa CS. Paano nyo mako-compute yung CS galing doon sa path na yan? Dito sa block diagram to, paano nyo nakukompute yung C? Or paano natin nakukuha yung C? These are all Laplace transforms, Laplace transforms function. Paano nyo nakukompute yung C galing dito sa, sa block diagram na to? May kausap pa ba ako? Yeah. Nandiyan pa ba kayo? Raise hands nga. Ayun. Mukhang okay naman yung ko. Okay, so ayun. Galing dito. Galing sa block diagram na to. Paano natin nako-compute o paano natin nakukuha yung C? Kalimutan nyo na. Basic ito ng natin ng control system natin Ano? Ano nangyari sa atin? Wala mo, wala sumasagot talaga. Hindi ko sasagutin yung tanong na yan. Mas stuck tayo dito sa discussion na to, okay lang.